edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline in the BPTV studios. I don't know if you can hear me. Could my sound room tell me if you can hear me? All right, if we're kind of good, that's great. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. I got Chip Hayner with me. Smokin' Jim is missing in action right now. MIA on Smokin' Jim Frazier. Who knows where he is, but we'll find him shortly. Thank you for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thanks for watching us on Verizon 32 in Bethel Park and all the way from Nemacolin to Cranberry, Wexford. And thanks for all the likes on Facebook. 6,759 likes. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. We have a great show with sports. Chip and I will carry the ball. We usually don't miss a beat if it's either one of us talking, so I think we'll be fine. Our beginning of our show is What's on Your Mind. That's sponsored by Skeets Lewandowski. You can get a hold of him at 724-348-4715. Skeets service station is right past Mineral Beach and Trax Farm. Not too hard to find him. And he does anything and everything on gas, motors and engines and weed whackers and lawn mowers, trucks, tractors. They even have a forge where they make some knives. And hold your breath. Smokin' Jim Frazier is
in the house.
Is it 7?
It's after 7, Smokin' Jim. Your fans are wondering where they're at. They're texting me to text you.
I seen the text from Chip.
Well, I didn't want to text you because this is getting to be old news. We can't keep track of you on that text-only phone. Jacob's here, and I explained to him, you have a text-only phone. Rookie of the Year set us up, and he said, yes, he's here.
Rookie of the Year's here.
Yeah, you won't even say hi to him.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Well, have a seat, Smokin' Jim. I'm going to do my promos. We'll start off with the first promo of the night. Olive Oil's Pizzeria. Can you get that, Steve? Excellent. Can you get a close-up on there? 412-831-1900. Thank you, Jacob. We got Steve Fisher with no C. We got Jacob here. They're running it. And thanks to Olive Oil's Pizzeria for sponsoring our show tonight. Next, I got a bigger poster. We'll see what Jacob can do with this. Can you get it? We're not focused on that. That's better. All right, Bronson House, September 15th, 5 p.m. Fight night, 10 amateur fights. Check out the poster. It's at 1415 Jefferson Avenue in Washington, PA. We've done 4 or 5 fights there before, nights of fights. This one starts at 5 p.m., 10 amateur bouts, and we'll see you out there. What is it, $20 for adults, high school and under, $10. You can't beat that night. I also heard there's a Sabera Pizza that's going to have pizzas there, so they got pizza and hoagies coming, Smokin' Jim. I met the owner at Skeet Service Station yesterday of the pizza shop. Somebody mic up Smokin' Jim.
Haircut looks good.
Well,
buddy.
before I go any further, I waited for my guys to notice. Marianne from Azazu, she cut this head of hair. Look at that. Can't beat it. Thank you very much at Azazu.
Stephanie from Brentwood did mine on Sunday, too.
Well, we can get into that. We try to keep it cut and crisp. But Marianne did a heck of a job. My other promo coming up with the promos, Jacob. Joey Strong. We end each show with the Joey Favis Childhood Cancer Foundation. They're a 501c3. Poor Joey died at 8 years old, just before his 9th birthday. He had DIPG, a brain cancer. They've donated close to $100,000 in money to try to find a cure, and they're working on that. And you can donate to the 501c3 Joey Favis Childhood Cancer Foundation. They have their Joey Favis 5K walk and run coming up. I think it's September 16th. So we usually film a show there, so look for us there on that day. Hint, hint to Steve Fisher, September 16th, 9 a.m., Joey Favis. Next is the Bethel Park. Can you get that, Jacob? The Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. You can't beat it. South Park Road and They have a trolley there. You can see the old trolley right outside in the front. 5,000 new windows they put in. They have businesses that rent from them. They do different activities in the community. Gets written up in the almanac and different things like that. So great asset in the community. Also a 501c3. Tell Bill Habather that I sent you there to check out the Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. Dave Cable likes to have a little fun. See if you can catch this one, Jacob. We're working on it, folks. There we go. He put my face on Uncle Sam. Tell them Uncle Al sent you. Al Levine of BPTV, producer and host of Pittsburgh Sportsline. I want you to be like Jacob and Steve, helping us as volunteers in our studio. This is the only live TV show in Bethel Park, so we're proud of that. Over 7 years we've been doing it, and thanks for watching us, and thanks to these guys helping us out. Got to do a little update on the Bethel Park flood relief event that they had on Sunday. Guess what? They were predicting rain. It was a bright, sunny day. I was the MC of the event. They raised over $10,000, and it was just a great day. A lot of people showed up to support it, neighbors and friends. It was great. Shady Muggs, Bob Ridgway, drummer with Shady Muggs, and the band helped out. They even got me a wireless mic so I could talk throughout the event, which helped. Raffle tickets, baskets. They had 66 baskets and raffle tickets for 50-50. It was $418 for the 50-50. So there was some money to be made. And that was the Bethel Park Flood Relief Family Fun Festival. They will put up other updates on Facebook. I got another promo. If you have a group in Bethel Park that needs money from $100 to $5,000, Dan Duff, who's the president, said we even give away more than $5,000. So get your group together, get an application at bpcf.org, and try to get some money for your group that's doing good things in Bethel Park. Now, since Smoking Jim's here, I'm going to hit him with the question of the day. What's on your mind, Smoking Jim Frazier?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
coming at you, don't break it.
You got the C. Levine. Back to my old high school quarterback option days.
What year was that?
But what's up?
1956.
Oh, that's when I was born. Nice.
What's on my mind is, I tell you what, know, I enjoy,
What?
What's
Spit
on
it
my
out.
mind is...
you need to think about it for a minute?
No, what's on my mind is a receiver. Listen, I'm finally come to grips with the Pittsburgh Steelers getting rid of Martavis Bryant. Not because it was going to hurt the production of Antonio Brown or Juju or James Washington. You know, I think all four of those guys would have had their roles. But it's because of, I think it gives an opportunity to Damon Peterson, pretty much a walk-on, a kid that I like. I know his background. One of the things that I do, he's number 83 for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Thank you for
See,
mentioning
the
his
kid had a
number.
big game on Thursday last week.
Exactly.
Got
And a lot of people don't know anything about him. What I try to do, Al Levine, the talking machine, is whenever minicamp breaks, Chipper, I usually go down to the Steeler facilities, one, to get a free meal.
Steak's
Quite,
good.
yeah, I would do the same thing.
And two, I like to see if there's anybody that don't go home. You know, if I'm a rookie or a second-year guy, if I'm trying to make the team, I'm not going home. You know what I mean? After
Where are you
minicamp.
going?
Yeah. And I see this kid riding one of those motorized bicycles. I don't know if you ever seen them. That's,
I've seen them.
Good for going up hills. You can pedal anywhere else. And he's there every day.
Who is he?
And this is Damon Peterson. And he didn't catch many balls at Youngstown State, but he always made big plays. But if you know his background a little bit, this is a kid that, one of them 9 kids. And I don't know what the Pittsburgh Steelers record is for rookies having kids, but he got 3 kids. He's still with the baby mama. But and I know Antonio Brown's a baby making machine, Santonio Holmes, all these Florida guys that grew up in Florida. But he was homeless in high school with his mom and his brothers and sisters. He walked on to Utah State. They didn't offer him a scholarship after a semester, so he went to prep school in New Mexico, and they dropped football after a couple of games, so he was stuck out there for a semester. Couldn't get home. I don't know how he ate. So then he went to junior college, Highlands Junior College. Then he walked on to Youngstown State, and they just ran the ball. Bo Pelino, they run the football there. And so he got nice size, 6'2", 190, hard worker, dedicated. And I tell you what I like most about it, the kid is hungry. And I think long term, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers got a real gem with this guy. But lastly, what's on my mind is the top 10 City League players for the Hall of Fame who's not in the Hall of Fame, and who knows if they'll ever get in the Hall of Fame. How about Curtis Martin? Not in the City League Hall of Fame.
No, but he's in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Big Cat Williams, Chicago Bears.
They both should.
How about Russell Friedman, the left tackle for the Denver Broncos?
Yeah.
Chuck Griffey.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I did this list last week, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I only have a new list. Some of these names did sound familiar, but that's what's on my mind.
There were like 14 of them.
Yeah. As I was going over it, I said, that sounds like an echo. I forgot to make up a new
Let
list
me do
today.
a little disclaimer. My man played football and sports and was concussed many times. He suffers no offense but CTE, and he gets forgetful. And we just go with it. We know you love him as a fan. And
He's going to be the first person diagnosed with CTE while they're still alive.
That was good,
Chip, I don't know if they can do it. They do have to cut into that crane.
I'm telling you, if anybody can make it happen, it's my friend Jim.
Well, thanks, Smoking Jim Frazier.
You're welcome, buddy.
Let's go to what's on your mind, Chip Hayner.
Oh, thank you, Alan. And I know I'm going to have my friend here to my left in stitches here in a minute, because what is going on in training camp? What is going on in training camp? Rumor has it, the Steelers decided to sign a free agent linebacker who washed out with the Steelers. He washed out with the Arizona Cardinals. They decided we're going to try him as an inside linebacker. So they brought back Jarvis Jones, and what did he do? He hit Ben in practice. And Ben is in a concussion
really?
protocol. No, they.
Oh, man, I didn't even hear about that.
No, but Ben's in the concussion protocol. It is training camp. What is anybody doing hitting the franchise? You know, Mike Tomlin, likes to think he's a disciplinarian and everything. But I think somebody should be looking for a job tomorrow morning, because I'm going to tell you this. We have Super Bowl visions in our head for getting number 7 this year. Okay?
Yeah.
And the only way that can happen is if number 7 is upright and doesn't have his head all clouded. He's in a concussion protocol. Who knows how long he's going to be there? Because Landry Jones will never be great. If Landry Jones is our quarterback, we'll only be 8-8. But that's what's on my mind.
Wow, you salvaged an old line there.
My man.
I got to hear it 2 nights in a row. Smoking Jim Frazier. Steelers don't want to be great, just 8-8. Chip revived it tonight, 8-8. Without Big Ben, Landry Jones.
You know what? And I saw nothing about no idea what they talked about last night. So that was.
No, I understand. It was fresh on your mind. We got it. I got to figure out what's on my mind. Buccos have a 2-game series in Minnesota.
All right.
I'm excited that they're back. I was watching ESPN, and they had Trevor Williams, not ESPN, one of the channels on ESPN, but they had Trevor Williams talking to a couple guys on a sports talk show, and they were having some fun with him. So it was nice to see a Pirate pitcher make national media there on a TV show. So I think it's Baseball Impact or something. There's a couple couple guys on there. They're very informative and they have fun.
Tell you what, the Pittsburgh Pirates lead the major leagues in shutouts for the
13.
season.
13
of them.
Wow.
Guess who?
7 of which Trevor Williams
That's
had
what
a
I'm
part
getting.
in.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm getting at.
Wow.
Who could imagine that? And Smoking Jim, you're not a baseball guy. We'll explain this to you. He was involved in 7 of them, which means they were scoreless when he left the game. In 7 of them.
Wow.
And they continued that after he was gone. So when you bum wrap the pitchers and the Pirates, especially like that, he shut them out, and the bullpen carried him through 7 times. So there is hope. I mean, they got a lot of work to do and got 6 weeks left of the season, so we'll see what happens. I'm still a Bucco fan. I don't care about Bottom Line Bob and anybody else that's running the team, and Huntington, whatever he says, and how they rested pitchers and brought Clay Holmes in there because the biometrics told them to do this to get the pitchers an extra day rest when there was a day off that they had yesterday. I don't want to even listen to that. Let's play some baseball. Tonight, Minnesota. Tomorrow afternoon, Minnesota. And then they move on. So we'll see what
4
happens.
with the Cubs.
Yeah, that's important. Maybe they'll get on a streak again. They started another streak. They had 3 in a row, and then they had that debacle the other night. So let's go, Buccos. That's what's on my mind. We're coming back with Smoking Jim Frazier with his Fiction and Fact.
Thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine, and Chipper. And the Rookie of the Year is back in the house. But, hey,
What happened?
my fiction and fact, I got to put myself in a little bit. We're going back a little bit. But my freshman year,
What year was that?
when I went to KLU, they said it was the best freshman class they ever had. They only recruited 25 players. Only 3 scholarship athletes. I was one, and my roommate was the other. He was 6'2", 275 pounds, biggest legs ever seen, run a 4.640. And it was so funny. In high school, I ran against this high school in a big meet named Derry High School.
Derry.
Never heard of it, didn't know where it was. But I thought they were all black because they had like 3 black families. They were all cousins. And they dominated track. Had one guy high jumping 7 foot or whatever. So then, I think my junior year, we played them in football. There was only like 2 or 3 black guys on the whole team. You know, we beat them something like 70-0. But anyhow, they had this parade All-American, blue chip All-American named Lynn Skilling. So he come in and big legs and just a beast, just a great football player. Played baseball there as well.
Wow.
Played first base, so you know you don't have to know much for first base. But at 270 pounds, he could do a split at first base. Great athlete, power hitter. And so anyhow, but we had a ton of money back then, man. You know, Lenny had money. He was driving a Charger his freshman year.
Wow.
Sophomore year, he had a brand new Camaro. And my dad would never let me buy a car. But as I told you guys before, and I will make this story quick, you know, I was on a full scholarship. In the summers, I worked in a steel mill, and my mom would bank all those checks. And then I would get a student loan, and they'd make it out to me in the school. And then when I owed no money, they endorsed a check back to me. So I had all this money. Then I had a work-study job. I got a check every 2 weeks. Don't know what I did. I never had to show up to anything, but I got a check every 2 weeks. So we had a ton of money. And we went, we were off campus all the time with this brand new car, but great player, end up getting a degree in communication, end up being I tell you what, we got stories I could never tell. This one guy says he comes up to the school, and in the dormitory, in camp, you got to stay in the dormitories, right? Training camps, and no students are there. So you got to park in the parking lot, and then you got to carry your belongings in, right? And I had an off-campus house, so all my stuff was there. But I still had to stay in the dorm, so I only needed a few clothes to get me through. So Lenny Skilling backs his Camaro all the way up to the door. And by this time, by his junior year, he's about 315, 320 pounds, you know.
He matured.
Still 4'6", 40, great athlete. So played on our basketball team. Man, my
Get up.
basketball
Football,
team.
baseball,
with Dr. J.
basketball.
Dr. J was on that team. We won every year. And so anywho.
He knows little Jimmy.
He parks it right by the door, right? And this kid, this All-American linebacker from Wilkinsburg named John Bell, black kid, he comes walking up with his dad. So Lenny says, hey, I'm Lenny Skillings. So he says, I'm John Bell. So the dad whispers to the son, you don't have to play football here. He says, you could just be a student. They seen how big Lenny is, man. But one of the nicest guys, I called him Sugar Bear. And a lot of stories I can't tell. Well, he ended up being a millionaire, lived down in Atlanta, Georgia.
Then what happened?
And then his son played baseball on full scholarship at Central Florida.
Wow.
And he went to move his son into his new apartment. Him and his wife had a brain aneurysm and died. So and I was the best man at Lenny's wedding.
You're kidding.
I was the best man at Lenny's wedding. So rest in peace, Lenny Skillings. You're gone way too soon. Everybody asked me to give a TV tribute. I don't know if I did good enough, but
Smoking Jim, it was sort of like one.
I love the guy, man. He meant a lot to me. But
You have a picture of him. Where's a picture
yeah, I got
of
a
you
picture
two?
on Facebook.
Well, this is TV, man.
Yeah,
we need it here.
I should have put it up. Yeah,
Pull it up on your phone. We'll show it
my
out.
phone's plugged in.
Smoking Jim is weak.
I might be able to pull it up.
He tried his
I can
best.
pull it up on
folks.
this phone. Let me pull it up. I can pull it up on this phone.
Pull it up, and then we'll do a close-up on it.
All right, here
We got
go.
Jacob on camera, and he'll pull it up. Watch right now what Jacob does.
All right. This is a picture of Lenny at his wedding.
And I saw that picture on
Yeah.
Facebook. Can you pull that picture up? Look,
Good
there's
looking
Lenny.
guy, 6'2", 300 pounds, Sugar Bear.
That's the tribute to him. Thank you,
Yeah, the
Smoking.
ladies loved him, boy, I tell you that.
Thank you, Smoking Jim
We was
Frazier.
never on campus.
Really? Well, now that we got that, we're going to go to the next segment, something with trivia.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to my trivia segment. Now, Alan, without realizing what he was doing, kind of segued right into what I was going to do with my trivia this evening. And I bring this up because August the 9th was a history-making day. August the 9th in 1976, the first no-hitter thrown in Pittsburgh ever in the history of the Pittsburgh Pirates / Alleghenies was thrown by the Candyman, John Candelaria.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Pirates pitchers and how they have been performing this year and how they lead the league in shutouts. Well, I'm going to give a list of the Pirates pitchers that have thrown no-hitters throughout the history of the team.
Let's get it.
Pirates are a Major League Baseball franchise based in Pittsburgh, PA. They play in the National League Central Division. In their early years, they were known as the Pittsburgh Alleghenies. Pitchers for the Pirates have thrown 6 no-hitters in franchise history. A no-hitter is officially recognized by Major League Baseball only when a pitcher or pitchers retires each batter on the opposing team during the entire course of the game, which consists of at least 9 innings. No-hitters of less than 9 complete innings were previously recognized by the league as official. However, several rule alterations in 1991 changed the rule to its current form. A no-hitter is rare enough that one team in Major League Baseball has never had a pitcher accomplish the feat.
Whoa.
So no perfect games, a special subcategory of no-hitter, have been thrown in Pirates history. So there have been no perfect games thrown by any Pirates pitchers. However, on May 26, 1959, Harvey Haddix threw a 12-inning, perfection until a fielding error by Don Hoke ended his perfection and eventually lost his no-hit bid and a game. As defined by Major League Baseball, in a perfect game, no batter reaches any base during the course of the game. But he pitched 12 innings of perfect baseball.
Unbelievable.
And he still got no credit for a no-hitter.
Wow.
Because he lost the game.
Yeah.
So one of the greatest pitching feats of all time that has not been matched before or since. Nick Maddox threw the first no-hitter in Pirates history on September the 20th, 1907. The most recent no-hitter was jointly thrown by Francisco Cordova and Ricardo Rincon on July 12, 1997, a game that I was present at. Two left-handed starting pitchers have thrown no-hitters in the franchise history, while 4 were right-handers. 3 no-hitters were thrown at home and 3 on the road. They threw 1 in May, 1 in June, 1 in July, 1 in August, and 2 in September. The longest interval between no-hitters was between the games pitched by Maddox and the second one pitched by Cliff Chambers, encompassing 43 years, 7 months, and 16 days from September 20th, 1907 until May 6, 1951. Conversely, the shortest interval between no-hitters was between the games pitched by Bob Moose and Doc Ellis. Moose pitched his no-hitter on, September 20th, 1969. Doc Ellis pitched his June 12th, 1970. That was merely 8 months and 23 days apart for no-hitters. Let's see here. They no-hit the Dodgers, formerly known as the Brooklyn Superbas, the most, which occurred twice. They were no-hit by Maddox in 1907 and a combined no-hitter by Cordova and Rincon in 97. But Cordova and Rincon, the team that they no-hit in 97 was the Houston Astros. I was there at that game. I know it wasn't that wasn't the Dodgers.
That's
that
a
night.
typo.
Yes, it has to be. There is one no-hitter which had a dramatic finish. The game in 1997. Mark Smith hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 10th inning to give the Pirates a 3-0 victory. The largest margin of victory in a no-hitter was 3-0. Wins by Cliff Chambers and Bob Moose, and a combined no-hitter by Cordova and Rincon. The smallest margin of victory was 2-1 by Maddox in 1907. They also say that the umpire is an integral part of the no-hitter. The task of the umpire in the baseball game is to make a decision which involves judgment, such as, but not limited to, whether a ball is fair or foul, whether a pitch is a ball or a strike, whether a runner is safe or out. The umpire's judgment on such matters is final. Part of the duties of the umpire making calls at home plate includes defining the strike zone. And this is why the strike zone varies from umpire to umpire. The strike zone which is defined as the area over home plate, the upper limit of which is the horizontal line at the midpoint between the top of the shoulders and the top of the uniform pants. And the lower level is at the line at the hollow beneath the kneecap. These calls define every baseball game and are therefore integral to the outcome of the game. So the first game was pitched here in Pittsburgh. The first one pitched in Pittsburgh, but not at Forbes Field, was September 20th in 1907. It was the first Pirates no-hitter at home. Second one, Cliff Chambers threw one May 6, 1951. That was the first Pirates no-hitter on the road. The second, they had one at home and one on the road. Bob Moose on September the 20th against the New York Mets. Manny Sanguillen was catching that game. And the Mets would go on to win the World Series in 1969. And then June 12th, 1970, Doc Ellis. The interesting thing about Doc Ellis's no-hitter was he had by far the most base runners in his no-hitter. 9 men reached base. None of them crossed the plate. And on the no-hitter thrown by Cliff Chambers, 8 runners reached base, and none of them crossed the plate. And then we have John Candelaria's masterpiece against the Los Angeles Dodgers. That was the second one against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
John Candelaria, August 9th, 1976. 2-0 against the Dodgers. It was televised, and that was pitched here at Three Rivers Stadium. And then the final one was pitched July 12th, 1997. Francisco Cordova pitched 9 innings of no-hit baseball. Ricardo Rincon got 3 outs in the 10th. Mark Smith hit a 3-run homer to end the game. But in my illustrious baseball observation career, I have witnessed 2 no-hitters pitched. I watched Homer Bailey pitch a no-hitter against the Pirates in September of 2012.
Yeah.
Most people go their entire lives never seeing a no-hitter pitched, and I have been fortunate enough to sit through 2. Almost sat through a 3rd one last summer when Rich Hill went 2 outs into the 9th inning before Josh Harrison broke up his no-hitter, and subsequently the opposing pitcher that night was Trevor Williams, and he matched Rich Hill 0 for 0. He gave up quite a few more hits.
Yeah, he had more hits.
But he didn't give up any runs. So he fought and he battled. So there you go. That's our trivia for this week. Okay. 6 no-hitters in Pirates history.
I wonder if I ever witnessed a no-hitter.
You haven't watched enough.
Well, you have to be there for more than 3 innings. See, you have to be there for all 27 outs or it doesn't count.
That's enough with you two. Thanks, Chip Painter. Appreciate that. Great trivia. We were on location last night at Olive Oil's Pizzeria, 930 Brookline Boulevard. Had great guests, had a couple first-time guests. First guest was Jacqueline Bobsled Rogers, pole vault champion from Baldwin. She's a CrossFit teacher or instructor and practices CrossFit and is competing at that. She was on the U.S. bobsled team in 2010. She was set to go in the Olympics and tore a muscle that was attached to her pectoral muscle in her shoulder. Had to get 3 surgeries, so she opted out of that. But she was on the U.S. bobsled team, and she was one of the smallest people on that team. And she come in and brought the shoes and the shirt, jersey that she wore, so great guest there.
I'm going to hire her to walk my dog.
Yeah, she does dog walking too, so. And that show will be broadcast tomorrow night. Next guest we had was first-time guy. Met him at fights that we were at the Rivers Casino. One of our frequent guests, Justin Steve, the Hawk. He's a great boxer. He had a friend with him, introduced me to Jake. Here, Jake scouts NHL players that are 16 and older. He's written up in the U.S. Today Hockey Edition, and we had a great conversation with him. Then, for some unknown reason, Skeets Lewandowski was there talking about Matt Conway and his 14th victory for his title fight, and he defended his title and knocked the kid out in the 9th round. Great night of fights. And then he brought the Gonzalez family in, 2 boys and a girl, and they were talking boxing that they have at the Bronson House. They're all excited about being boxers. And yes, they do their road work and they're diligent about the boxing. That's the only sport that they participate in. Their mother brought them out there and enjoyed the show also. And we'll be back the 3rd Monday in September. That'll be September 17th. So check us out at 930 Brookline Boulevard. They had 1-topping large pizzas, large hoagies, all for $5, and people took advantage of that. You can too. One of our fan favorites and Hall of Famers, Skip Atkins, had his Pittsburgh Sportsline polo on. He was there before the start of the show. He was there before Smokin' Jim and his business partner, Aaron Walker, walked in. So we had a great night, and it went very well, and Smokin' Jim was fashionably on time. So
Were you feeling okay?
Thank you, and we'll be back with some Bucko talk after this.
Yes, we will.
Welcome back for our Bucko talk. Chief, I hope you're eating your dessert, enjoying it. So, and all the other folks, thanks for watching our show. We appreciate you. Bucko talk, you know I care about the play on the field. They've had some ups and downs, but they're still in contention for the second wild card, so I'm rooting for them to get that. What are they, 4 games out?
I believe they're 5 out.
5 games out, okay.
5 out, and I know the Brewers were putting it on the Cubs.
Yeah,
pretty
7-0.
good. It was 7-0 in the 7th inning, I believe. That was before we.
Braun had 2 homers.
Two-run homers.
Yeah,
yes, he
I was
did.
watching that a little bit. So, Smoking Jim, you missed it, but yeah, we still got the Buccos.
Tonight the Pirates have what is turning out to be the ace of their staff, Jamison Tyon on the mound. Last outing he had. Went the full 9 innings, 107 pitches in Colorado, and pitched a shutout.
Wow, that's a hitter's ballpark too, Smoking Jim.
That is a hitter's ballpark, and Tyon did a great job over the last month or so. I believe in his last 13 starts, I don't believe that he's given up more than 2 or 3 runs
in 7 innings.
So he's been really solid.
He's been on a streak,
and the Twins team that we're playing tonight is a team that's somewhat depleted. They've traded away some of their stars. Brian Dozier was their second baseman, is a perennial all-star. He got traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and I understand that he's being put on the disabled list for some kind of heart problem. Yes. So a lot of different things going on. So, we've got 6 weeks of the season left. And I think Pirates are going to make a nice run for themselves. Is this team strong enough to legitimately challenge for a playoff spot? I say yes, it is strong enough. What matters is in their last 31 games, the Pittsburgh Pirates have the best record in the National League. They're 21-31. Okay.
I was just going to bring up the point. They had a good first month, and they've had a good streak lately.
Right,
July they had a good month.
Let's not forget 14-31 either.
Right. That's my point.
Yeah.
They're so streaky one way or the other that you have to watch. I'm hopeful they get on a good streak and can be consistent, because that's what we're looking for.
And the people that need to produce consistently are going to be people like Josh Bell, Starling Marte, Gregory Polanco. These are the people that the Pirates need to rely on. David Freese has been a great fill-in in the role that he was designed. That
He's
they
near
had
the
designed
end of
for
his
him.
career. Come on.
He can't play every day. Colin Moran has played an adequate third base, but I think what they need to work on with Colin Moran in the off season, and I do think that they should send him to winter ball, is his quickness, his agility. They say he's kind of statuesque when he's playing third base. Needs to work on his quickness. Needs to get up on the ball of his feet, and I think he could be, a very good everyday third baseman. Obviously, Jung Ho Gong's out of the mix for this year. He had to have surgery on his wrist.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's out of action.
So he had surgery.
Smoking, Jim.
They say 6 to 8 weeks from surgery, which was last week, which would pretty much write him out of the plans for this year. But I do believe that as long as he's under contract,
there's a chance.
Invite him to spring training to see if he can earn himself a spot on the team. They don't owe him anything. I mean, if anything, he owes us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost the whole season because he's drunk.
That's a sickness.
Okay.
He's a great player, though.
He's a good player. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of good players that never even make the major leagues.
Not from his country. That's good PR.
Well,
there aren't too many that have made it.
Yeah, about the only one, North Korea, right?
No,
No, South Korea. He's from South Korea.
they don't let
If
you out of
he was
North
from
Korea.
North Korea, the only way he would have gone over here was on the tip of a missile.
And they're starving up there. That's our little political stuff there. Sorry.
We're not going to get it. So, the Pirates start a 2-game series. Game tonight, game tomorrow afternoon. A 4-game set against the Chicago Cubs this weekend. Then we've got the Braves in for 3 games after that. So there's going to be we're playing a number of the teams that are ahead of us in the standings, and this is the place where you can make up ground. Okay,
The time is now.
We need
Or
to
lose ground.
No,
We're
you know
talking
what?
positively, Smoking Jim. We know how to lose ground. They had that worst streak going on before when they
And
were losing.
Speaking of losing ground, hear about Martavis. He hasn't made it to practice the last 2 days.
Headache.
Yeah, he got a headache.
Those migraines or something, man.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Withdrawal. He's going through withdrawal.
No, he's going to be going to
MVP.
Super Bowl MVP.
Somebody said that.
He's going to be going to the testing center. That's what he's going to be doing.
Somebody said MVP, and he can't even get the training camp. Unbelievable.
So anyhow, the Pirates have got a chance to make up some ground, and they are as good as any team in the National League. And to be honest with you, the National League is wide open this year. There's nobody running away with the National League like the Astros and the Red Sox are in the American League.
Yeah.
The Red Sox, and this is you should take heart with this. The Red Sox are on
They're
a
50
record
games
place
over
this year.
100. Over.
But they're on pace to win 115 games. But you know what? None of that means anything if they don't win a world championship. Okay? And the reason I say that, because I could go back to, anybody remember a Seattle Mariners baseball team?
Yeah.
Won 116 games?
Yeah.
You know why nobody remembers them?
They didn't win.
They didn't win the championship. Just like the Warriors.
What's the most wins in baseball history? For
I believe it may have been.
That's a good question.
I'd have to look that up. If we have another commercial, I'll do that. But I think it might be 116, 117.
We're out of
in that
commercials,
neighborhood.
Chip, so that'll have to wait till next week.
We'll have to wait for that'll be our tease for next week. But being that we touched on the Pirates, so there's going to be some good baseball watch. I'll be down at the ballpark Friday night, Saturday night. I'll be down there next Wednesday night. It's going to be some great baseball. I love the game. I love the atmosphere. And you know what? For all the criticism that the Pirates and their management and their ownership have taken, it's funny. A lot of the decisions they made, even though they were unpopular, were in the best interest of the franchise. And I think that the team moving forward has a brighter outlook now than it did a year ago at this time.
Look at Corey Dickerson.
Well, you look at the people that the Pirates got rid of. Andrew McCutchen is having the worst season of his professional career at the worst possible time because he's going to become a free agent here at the end of this season.
The Pirates in the last game he played.
Yeah, he was 1 for 18.
I didn't know that.
That's
Okay?
not bad.
He had 1 hit.
Not bad, buddy.
Yeah, and I love Andrew McCutchen. I love everything that he did for the Pirates organization, for the city of Pittsburgh. And, I never.
Should they retire his number?
No.
No.
And the question that was brought up on the radio today, should they retire Bonds' number?
Yes.
Should they
Yes.
No, neither of them. Because if you look at their statistics from the time that they played here in Pittsburgh, their statistics were horrible.
Well,
Bonds
had
only hit
3
176 home runs. He only had a batting average of 275.
How many MVPs?
2.
League MVP. Okay,
He
that's what I
won
thought.
2.
No other Pirate ever did that. Even Roberto Clemente.
Clemente won an MVP.
But not 2.
Stargell won an MVP.
Not 2.
Yeah, but they won world championships.
World Series.
How did Connor? How many World Championships Connor win?
He was
none.
on losing
He
teams.
won 7
He
home
does?
run. He won 7 home run titles in a row. 7 years in a row, he was the home run champion of the National League.
And he only played 7 years here.
He only played 7 years here.
And
The team lost 100 games a
And he
year.
didn't win 2 MVPs though. So Bonds.
That's all he hit. That's all he hit was home runs.
If Connor's numbers retired, so should Bonds. I would retire.
I don't think
7
so.
years.
I don't think he played here long enough.
7 years.
And I don't think his statistics warrant it.
I think he had
realize
6
that
years.
MVPs?
Do you know that he doesn't even list in the top 10 of in hitting, in home runs, or any statistics? Yeah, he's not even in the top 10 in the Pirates' history.
He only played 10 for 7 years here.
I thought
Well,
6
yeah, but
years.
you want to enshrine him.
Yeah, like Ralph Connor.
Uh-huh.
I want to put him in the. I want to.
But Bonds didn't win any home run titles until he started juicing.
Nobody's ever proved that.
Nobody's ever proved
He
that
admitted
hasn't
he
either.
put on clear.
He's admitted
What
it.
does
He
that
admitted
mean?
it in court, and nobody's ever proven that he didn't.
He admitted he put clear
Show
on.
me the clean test. These
And he bought stuff from that company
So-
that got broken up. Come on now.
But no,
1 and 1 equals 2, buddy.
But enough about that. Let's get talking about Steelers training camp. Jim, how does something happen like somebody planting the quarterback 2 days before the second
We're playing the Packers Thursday night.
Thursday night, and they had already determined that their Josh Dobbs and what's his
Mason
name?
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph were going to take all the snaps
Which
Thursday
is
night.
crazy.
So there was no
think it's
reason
great.
why Ben should even. I mean, how do you let your quarterback get hit?
He wasn't looking.
Well, first of all, I thought it was a joke because they've been joking all day on the radio, going between Antonio Brown and Bouchette when Antonio Brown called him a clown for reporting that he limped off the field, which he did. So when they said when I turned back on the radio and they said Ben got hurt, I thought they were joking. Making
No, he's in
another
a
they
concussion protocol.
Yeah, I know that now.
They weren't
But
joking.
that
Just because Brown.
like Chip said, how in the world can your franchise quarterback get hurt? And anytime you get a concussion, man, you never know how they're going to react after
No,
that.
and with each successive concussion, it takes them longer and longer. Look what
I
happened.
know this is Lisa's second concussion.
Francisco Cervelli, the other day, he got pulled out of the game because he had a foul ball fouled off his mask. Now, apparently he must be all right because he's catching tonight.
He ain't no franchise player.
Yeah, but he's still a player.
He's one of the
and,
highest
paid.
paid Pirates.
He's one of the highest paid
Before or after
Pirates.
steroids.
So
Before.
what are your thoughts about this seven DBs in on the defense?
Well, first of all, you got a defensive coordinator that couldn't spell cat if you spotted even a C and a T. Now, all of a sudden, you want to devise something that never happened in the league before. And you're playing the one team you can't beat other than New England is Jacksonville. They see 7 DBs, they're just going to run it straight down your throat. They're going to beat you worse than they ever beat you before. Just, if you bring in an innovative defensive coordinator, a guy with some pedigree, okay, I can see you making some changes to the dollar defense or whatever they're calling it. You don't even you putting 7 defensive backs out there. Your defense stinks. You didn't address the defense. Now you're out there acting like you're the
I know
The
the defense. I
Washington
know
Generals.
I know the defense leaves a little bit to be desired.
it stinks.
But a team that went 13-3 last year, just clue you in on something. Their defense wasn't that bad. I mean,
Oh my goodness.
13-3. That means you
They
won
gave it
13
45.
games.
They gave it 45 to Jacksonville.
But they won 13 games.
And take away their division, what would they be? They're 6-0
Well,
in
you
their
know what?
division
I
every
mean,
year.
our division used to be the toughest.
Yes.
And
Yes,
now the
thank you.
Steelers have maintained their standard, okay, and all the other teams have fallen off. When is Mike Brown in Cincinnati ever going to get enough sense to fire Marvin Lewis? I mean, I think
Jacksonville
the
used to-
Roonies must be paying him.
Well, they haven't fallen. Jacksonville used to be in our division, and they won our division again last year. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
Tennessee used to be in our division, and they're still pretty tough.
Okay, that's 2 teams.
the
We still won 13 games.
And like Chip says, back when Baltimore and Cincinnati used to be good teams, back when Coach Cowher coached. Houston Oilers, what a great team.
you know what?
Chuck Miller.
You were touting the Harbaughs as the best coaches in football.
No, I never
when
liked
they
it.
went to the Super Bowl.
I
against
never
one
liked
of
that hardball. I always liked Jimmy. I always
too
liked
fun.
Jimmy. I always said the other hardball. I said when Ray Lewis retired, because he coached the team, he should go up in the. He should go to TV, and he didn't listen. Now he's struggling without Ray.
That's Smoking Jim, folks.
That's on tape.
And
Check the film.
Did you see Ray's acceptance speech?
I watched every bit of it
I'm
twice.
going to tell you what, man. They should have gone and pee tested him after that thing. He was on something.
He was sweating, wasn't he?
Oh, dude.
But here's what you got to love. He put me in mind of my dad on this. Chris Carter picked up his daughter standing waiting on the shuttle because Ray Lewis said, "You ain't ready on time. I told you we're leaving at this time. You're not ready. We're leaving you." Left his daughter because she wasn't ready. She was on CP time. He left her. Chris Carter says, "What you standing waiting on?" "I'm waiting on the shuttle." He's like, "I'll take it." My dad left me because I wasn't ready.
Wow. Why didn't you pick her up? You were down there.
My dad was the same way. My dad, if you weren't on time, many a times I looked up and he was gone.
My father, if you weren't half an hour early, you were late.
Same with my dad. You had to be there early. That's why I'm early to this day on everything.
Well, my dad, I didn't have to be there early, but I had to be there on to when he was ready to leave. He said 7 o'clock. He was in the car at 7.
Speaking of being there, there's fights at the Priory Hotel.
Can't wait.
Smoking Jim Frazier will be there. Mike McSorley, our friend, is putting them on. One of our friends is making his pro debut, Michael the Bull Manna. A lot of great fighters will be fighting that night.
I'm nervous. He looked like he's fighting a killer, man.
You always are nervous, buddy.
Yeah,
I
my
won't be
friends.
there. I can't make it that night, but you can carry on for Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Thank you, sir.
Should be a great night of fights. The Priory's a nice venue. Definitely. It'll be a good crowd there. Good night of boxing. And then don't forget September 15th, Bronson House, 5 o'clock. We'll be out there, 10 amateur bouts.
Got 3 Gateway Gators that's fighting that night, right?
That's great. What happened?
Oh, it might
That's
be bad. Might be bad.
Concussion
Season's
protocol.
over. The Rudolph Mason era begins.
Really?
You don't
What happened to
think-
Josh Dobbs?
They gonna he ain't gonna cut
Where's
that brother.
Josh Dobbs at?
Come on, man. You don't think Landry Jones could lead him to the promised land?
He's barely an adequate backup in my book. Definitely. We've had better backups than him. But hey, that's how it is. We got preseason there. You like the Packers, Smoking Jim?
And I don't like nothing about them.
No.
They got the third best.
Rodgers is getting upset at his players, saying they're soft.
Well, so is he, and he's the third best quarterback in the organization behind Brett Favre and Bart Starr.
Do they still play?
I think Magic House.
I actually think, even though Brett
Are they
Favre put
playing?
up bigger stats, I think Bart Starr is the number 1 quarterback in Packers history. Just look how many championships he
good
won.
point. Good point.
You know, I mean, you can
point.
put up all the stats you want in the world, but at the end of the day, how many rings?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's true.
Can't argue
Look
with
at
that.
Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
Bart Starr is either 1 or 2. Your opinion 1, my opinion 2.
Wow.
And we're each entitled to our own.
But we both agree that Aaron Rodgers is 3.
Oh, other than what was it, Mendenhall that handed him a Super Bowl,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then decided that he didn't want to play football anymore.
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, we're just about done with the show, about 22 seconds ago. Thanks, Chip Hayner. Thanks, Smoking Jim Frazier. Appreciate all your sports talk. This is Al Levine signing off. Thanks again to BPTV for having us. Thanks to Jacob. Thanks to Steve in the control room. We appreciate you back, Rookie of the Year. And please stay Joey strong.